Hey guys, Bryce here with Dixie 4-wheel drive. Today we got a 2021 Jeep JL 2-door chassis, and it's no longer stock. It had 300 miles on it, and Joe decided he wanted a custom suspension because he wanted to stretch the wheelbase. And if you get online and start looking, there's no one that makes a stretch kit for a 2-door JL. So we obviously can build it. It's very similar to what we do in the 4-door stuff, but a little bit different being a 2-door, obviously different cross members in different places. Some of the real unique parts about it that you can see is, like, this was the factory just bump can before, and then this is your actual speed bump canister for the King bump stop on this setup. Our own custom coilover bracket, front and rear. You can see it's got a 4-link. The chassis is upside down, but this is a 4-link. This is all our own cross member as well. And it's called double triangulated, which means you can see the mounts that come here to the outside of the axle, and then from the inside, outside to the inside on the rear as well. So kind of a cool 4-link. It gets rid of the track bar. You move the fuel tank to behind the axle instead of ahead of the axle. And then another thing you can tell is our, this is where the front cross member is. And it has a new cross member that has the 3-link mount off of it. So the front upper control arm, the 2 lowers. And then you can see the level of detail we go when cleaning up these chassis after. So the stock control arm brackets were right here. You can tell we like to clean them up and buzz in our new ones. This had a 3.6 e-torque gas motor in it, but with the 4-link, the e-torque obviously needed to go away, the spare battery in the back. So this customer opted for the 6.4 Hemi, and one, they didn't make a 392 in a 2-door, or haven't offered it, and I don't think they plan on offering it. So this guy will have a unique for just being a 2-door, let alone 2-door stretched, coilover front and rear. You can see the tower in there. This customer's going with a 2.5 coilover, but that tower will fit a 3.0. So pretty freaking cool 2-door build. Very unique, very different than just the traditional coil spring setup. Look at, there's just a box plate to reinforce where we went through the chassis with the speed bump. And then look at the welds on this old girl, just look good. So pretty cool. It's getting ready to get sandblasted, so it'll go down to its bare metal all the way across the whole thing. Then it's gonna get powder coated. What makes it nice is you can see, like, in times in the past, we've had customers where they've just cut the front towers off and we, re-weld on a shock tower. The problem with that is later on, you'll end up, the chassis end up, even a normal factory, like I'll show you on a JT over there, but normal factory, the powder coat starts, or the factory paint starts to like fade and go to like a, you can tell just not as, it doesn't clean up as well as powder coat. So it'll be nice to be sandblasted, powder coated. Plus, when this guy gets done, it is a brand new Jeep. It only has 300 miles on it, but it'll be brand new, fully rebuilt. What'll make that better is it'll look like it was built the way it was, which was planned with a purpose, thought out, finished out from start to back. So pretty cool. I'm excited for Joe and his 2-door build. I'll do another video walk around when it's all powder coated and finished, but yeah, kind of cool. If you look, you can really tell these are the fuel tank mounts. So like I said, we moved the fuel tank to behind the axle. If you notice another thing, call this a flat bottom. This is the bottom of the chassis, and our skid plate will go just along the bottom of this when it gets finished. So it'll totally protect everything. That 8-speed transmission, transfer case will be tucked up nice and high, and gives you lots of ground clearance in the rocks. He's running a 40-inch tire setup with Dynatrac 60 front and rear. So it should be super strong, super reliable, and very unique and custom. And I'm excited for Joe to see that. So yes, it's just a bare frame to a lot, but to us, it shows you that we literally can take you and build you from the ground up like we did this customer here. Obviously, something like this isn't for everyone, but for the right person, it's fun to watch it come together and see just the level of work that goes into something like this. Not just something you just buy off the shelf, bolt it on because it was easier, because that's all you could get. We like to take it to that next level. You can see the double shear track bar and how much larger joint we fit in here than a traditional double shear track bar from the factory. Track bar mounts were weak from the factory. And the steering box, as you can see, this is one big brace that goes in, and we actually reinforced that whole frame section all around. It's getting a PSC big bore box, and because the 6.4 Hemi, we're able to do the high pressure volume pump, unlike, you know, the factory 392 where that's not available yet. So this guy will have PSC, and yeah, it'll be a sweet Jeep. So stay tuned for more on this build as we get this chassis back from powder coat and start reassembling the thing. Thanks for checking it out.